Hi everyone, my name is Aneta, I'm an artist illustrator and welcome to my channel. This video is a bit more reflective. Recently I have been thinking a lot about how I spend my days and what kind of rhythm I want in my life. Things have shifted a little in a good way. Life has calmed down and for the first time in a while I have had more space in my schedule. Spring is here and with the warmer weather I have been spending more time outside, going on hikes with my husband and just trying to reconnect with the simple things. It has been refreshing. However, even though I have more time, I do not feel I actually have more of it. The days keep slipping through my fingers. Being at home made me realize how many small, everyday things demand my attention. So now I'm trying to be more intentional. I want to create space not just physically but mentally, to really focus on my art, to enjoy quiet moments and to bring more structure into my days. It is already May, but in my head it still feels like March. Honestly, I have no idea where all that time went. I started noticing this strange stillness in myself while the world around me kept changing. I blame social media for some of it. It takes up so much time and constantly pulls my focus. I decided to limit my time online because I noticed I would scroll and scroll and then not even remember what I had seen. I'm definitely a doom scroller. I do not use TikTok, thankfully, but Instagram is already enough of a trap. That brings me to something else, books. I have so many that I would love to read. I have even started a few. Every time I look at them, I feel inspired, but somehow I still have not made proper time for them. I need a calendar, I need structure. Without it, I feel like I'm doing everything and nothing all at once. I thought about starting one of those aesthetic bullet journals, but I know myself, I would probably get annoyed halfway through. So instead I write my more reflective stuff by hand, like story ideas or creative notes, but for planning I use Google Calendar. When your attention is everywhere, your brain cannot fully settle into one task. I cannot immerse myself in an illustration if I'm thinking about dinner or whether the washing machine has finished. This video will include a bit of all of that, some reflections, some creative updates, maybe a look at a few projects that have been sitting on my desk for far too long. New routine, new me, I guess. Well, the written part of this book is like meh, but the illustrations are so good. It makes me want to draw with pencils more. I should actually do it. So, this is an artwork I made for a contest and it was very last minute. I submitted it right at the deadline. I actually created the whole piece in just one day, so I didn't have time to really polish it. Later, I had a chat with a dear friend of mine who told me she had participated in the same contest last year. She didn't win and she mentioned that the whole thing felt a bit scammy. Apparently there were some shady conditions where you'd have to give up all your rights to the piece. The good thing is I kept all the layers of this piece and I'd actually like to rework it for my personal portfolio. I'm planning to change some of the colors because I had to follow the contest palette and honestly I don't like it. I also want to refine the hairs. They feel too stiff I have this idea in my head of making the lines more fluid and expressive, so I'll need to do a few studies first. And of course, let's be real, the face definitely needs some work too. So yeah, there's that. This is a drawing that's actually a reproduction of a very old piece of mine, which is hidden somewhere among the layers. I still really like the idea. It's from 2009, so as you can imagine, my style has changed a lot since then. But I wanted to keep that same spirit, just rework it digitally this time. It was more of a fun side project, but I think I might add it to my portfolio as well. The original was done with some watercolors and alcohol markers. This is an example of a project I'll probably never finish, mainly because I just don't feel the need to anymore. It's Saint Trina from the Elden Ring expansion. I didn't play the expansion myself, but I did watch a walkthrough. If I had played it, it probably would have taken me, 400 hours, because I'm really not that great at From Software games. But yeah, I don't think I'll be finishing this piece. That said, I do like the colors and the mood. Then I have this painting, and it's definitely last on my drawing list. What I'm planning to do with it is turn it into a larger oil painting. I actually have the ambition to really push it further in that medium. The title, or rather the words that keep coming to mind when I look at it, are The March of Summer. She's meant to represent summer, while the other figures stand for spring and winter and autumn. I wanted to give it a bit of Gustav Klimt vibe with that rich decorative feel. It's a bigger project though, and I still need to work on the main sketch. And then there's this one. It's been in progress since 2018. I'd really like to finish it for my portfolio, just to say, hey, I can do this kind of work. But honestly, my style has changed quite a bit since then. I think I was heavily inspired by a painting trend that was evolving at the time. Creating a cohesive portfolio is really tough when you enjoy working in multiple styles. I genuinely envy artists who focus on just one thing and keep evolving it. Meanwhile, I shift from realistic to semi-realistic, and the next thing I know, I want to return to a more simplified approach. It's a bit chaotic, but that's just how I work these days. And last but not least, I want to continue working on my Oracle deck. I've already made quite a lot of progress, and I'll give you a little sneak peek. First of all, these are the cards where I need to change the colors. I had a chat with a friend of mine who's an expert in this field, and she told me that the colors I used based on CMYK don't translate well to the real CMYK. If you have Procreate, you know what I mean. Also, I'm not happy with the texture. Originally, I scanned a piece of paper, painted with watercolors, but now I feel like it gives the cards a kind of muddy or dirty look. I'd much prefer something smoother and cleaner. So yeah, this is one of the projects I'm currently working on. There's still a lot that needs to be adjusted, but I'm excited about it. Definitely some cool stuff in the works. Also, the other day I was flipping through one of my favorite inspiration books. By now I've collected most of these from Pi. Many of them are in Japanese, and some have been translated into English. Not only are they beautiful to simply have in your collection, but they're also packed with reference material and creative inspiration. My favorite at the moment is The Art of Decadence. While browsing through it, I was drawn to Flaming June. You probably know the painting, but if not, it's this beautiful, soft, orange-toned portrait of a sleeping woman. Interestingly, it was overlooked for years and even considered outdated by Victorian society. It stayed forgotten for a long time until recently, when it finally gained recognition and became the most famous work by its painter, Frederick Leighton. What I love about it is the pose and the atmosphere. It gave me the idea to do a kind of counterpart to it, a frozen you instead of flaming June. I know that name sounds a bit cringe when I say it out loud, but in my mind it's just an interpretation using colder colors and maybe a nighttime setting instead of a sunlit one. I've even done a very rough sketch for it. It's a project I want to do traditionally, so maybe you'll see it in a future video. Another idea on my list is a landscape painting, but I'll probably keep that one just for myself and not show it on YouTube. Landscape art doesn't tend to perform well unless your whole channel is dedicated to landscapes, so I think I'll just enjoy that one off camera. I've already written everything down, and now the next step is moving all these projects into my Google Calendar. I'm going to break them down into small, manageable chunks of time and start building what I'll call my ideal routine. Of course, things might shift day to day, but I want to at least plan a few days in advance so I have a clearer view of what's coming. So yeah, that's the plan. Of course, this video was made a bit off schedule. I needed time to clear my head and gather all the necessary footage. I know there are many methods out there to help with daily routines, and honestly, I probably won't be super strict with mine. There will definitely be days when I just don't feel like doing anything, and that's okay. If there are no fixed deadlines, it's fine to postpone things. Still, having a daily plan in front of me really helps. I'm a visual person, so hopefully this will make it easier to stay productive in a healthy, balanced way. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it to the end, let me know your thoughts or share your own routine tips or tricks. I love connecting with you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Take care.